Hi, Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the ADK rock and metal channel. Today we are dissecting, breaking down, ripping apart the song "I Miss the Misery" by the wonderful band Halestorm. It comes off of the Strange Case of album from 2012. They formed in 1997, but what I find really interesting about this band is their debut album came out in 2009, 12 years after they formed, before they released their first album. That's insane. We talk about bands going, how soon should you put your music out within? And we're like, 12 months. If you form, you should get your first album out within the first month, maybe 18 months or whatever. You should have your album completed. And I'm like, 12 years. So focusing on their stagecraft before they get their debut out. But so this is I Miss the Misery. Now, I'm going to be biased on this one because this is one of my favorite bands. So I'm going to love this, whatever happens. But we've broken this song down. We've all gone away. We've watched the video. We've broken the song into 1 minute sections. And we're going to play you a minute of the song at a time and then talk about each section as we go. So to kick this one off, let's give you the first minute of the song. Okay, let's kick it off. So the first thing I'm going to talk about here is I love the scream going into the song. Miss the Misery. I love that. It's such a great way to kick out a track. This is a big sing-along chorus with the like, whoa, gets everyone singing along. It's there for the audience. It's got the crowds hooked straight away. I mean, literally, before you even get into the first verse, you've gone for a hook. And this is what this band does really, really well. I mean, they are effectively arena rock. They've spent 12 years building themselves so they knew how to write arena rock songs. And off this album, you've got things like American Girls is another big... Oh, no, American Boys, I should say. Is another big arena rock. They've got so many arena rock songs in there. It's a great first chorus. It's full of power. I mean, it's emotional. And it really feels like it's an early 2000s track to me. Even though this came out in 2012, this sounds like American rock from the early 2000s. Not when it came out. It felt really strange. So when I looked at it, I was like, how has this come out in 2012? But then maybe because of the fact they formed in like the late 90s and had 12 years to write their debut album, maybe they wrote a lot of these ideas in the early stages. I don't know. But that's my first thought on the first minute. Andy.
Yeah, Halestorm, not a band I haven't listened to before, as you wouldn't be surprised to hear, because not really my genre, but I really did enjoy this. I mean, the video starts with it's a real good mix of backstage footage, sort of live shots and sort of location captured as well. But Lizzie Hale, what a voice. I mean, I knew she'd be good, not having heard her perform, but I knew it was going to be strong and powerful, and I wasn't disappointed. Really, really fantastic singer. That's my initial thoughts on Halestorm.
Yeah, it starts with a sketch of the chorus, doesn't it? After she starts that scream with "I miss the misery," she looks a bit like a rock chick, Britney Spears, in this. That's her look. She's obviously a very attractive lady. Musically, not really anything interesting going on here. It reminds me of that Australian rock and roll band Jet. You know, when garage rock and indie rock was popular in the early 2000s, like the Strokes and White Stripes and crap like that. It does have a similar guitar tone, which puts me off, but fantastic vocal delivery straight away. And as we'll see throughout this song, she is if probably the best female rock singer in the world.
Let's kick into the second minute of the song. This is minute 1 to minute 2 for you at home. Okay, so here we go. We get the finishing of the chorus. And again, everything we're going to keep talking about is how she delivers her vocals, because these are simplistic riffs. It's a song that's been written dynamically to showcase her vocal ability. And why wouldn't you? If you have Lizzie Hale as your front woman, you're going to build around that because you know that absolutely she can deliver. I love how it builds into sing along. It's got really strong dynamics. It reminds it, I mean, it's 90s rock at this point. So even though it came out in 2012, she is singing from the 90s rock arena era. And you can completely understand why she went off and did Skid Row recently. Because Skid Row was a massive influence on her as well. So she got the chance and obviously has been performing with Skid Row as their vocalist, just from a touring point of view. And you see that in this video. You just see how well she just delivers. It's just phenomenal. But Andy, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was going to ask if you didn't come out in conversation, what band did she sort of recently join live? I knew she had because we've talked about it, and it's not surprised because her vocal tones are fantastic. Yes, I've noted down that the vocals get even better and build as the chorus approaches. And it's interesting you say that the music is sort of fairly simple and structured around showcasing her vocals. I've written down it's all about Lizzie Hale at this point. And to me, you may have not agreed, Dave, but I've noted that it reminded me of another one of your favourite female artists. And that's The Warning. Is there any sort of similarity there, do you think?
So I do know
maybe
that
at the chorus section of the song.
Well, I know that the warning are influenced by Halestorm, and we're actually the opening act on the Halestorm tour as well. And Lizzie Hale is a big fan of the Warning as well. So there is a link up there between those two.
Yeah, you know, both bands appeal to the same sort of audience, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up on The Warning, but Halestorm are clearly a big influence on them. This song's had 99 million views on YouTube. So it's massive, isn't it? And yeah, they're an arena rock band. This is the definition of like hard rock from the early 2000s to me, Dave. I said it before. It's like beginner's level power chord action, isn't it? No need to disparage that because it's a good hook. You know, we trace this all the way back to bands like the Kinks and the Who, because people actually have said, if you look at it from an anthropological point of view, You Really Got Me by the Kinks is probably the first ever metal riff. And it's very similar here. The chorus is sensational. That lyric, I like the kick in the face, the way that it hurts. She's almost on a Britney Spears Hit Me Baby One More Time use of wordplay there. Clearly she's not saying that she likes that. It's just so catchy, and yeah, I'm just guided by the vocals on this. I'm not paying any interest in the guitar music, in the music itself. What the production's like, who cares? Her voice is just carrying it.
And I think for me, this is where the good songwriting comes in, because if they'd put in complex guitar parts behind those vocal verses, it would have ruined it. It will not necessarily ruined it, but it wouldn't have worked as well. By keeping it simple chord tones, the band go, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to showcase, not necessarily showcase, but we know that the vocal line is strong enough, and we want that to be the memorable part. Whereas on the previous song, when we talked about Duff and we talked about technical guitar parts, I'd be like, no interest into me whatsoever in them. I can completely agree they do what they do well, but I can't remember any of it. But I can walk away from this song and instantly, as soon as it kicks in, my muscle memory kicks in and I can sing the song from start to finish. I probably couldn't do it a cappella right now, but when it's going, you instantly can remember how the song goes. So I love that. Let's play the last minute and 13 or 15 seconds, whatever it is, of the song for you to the end.
It's the bad things, the way you hate me. I miss the screaming, the way that you blame me. I miss the raw sex, leaves me a mess. I miss the feeling of pains in my chest. Miss the phone calls when it's your fault. I miss the late nights, don't miss you at all. I like that kick in the face. Anything you do to me, I love the way that it hurts. I miss you.
Okay, so in this point, we get the end of the second chorus. What's interesting is I think in the bridge it goes into a minor key. So throughout this whole port, they've been playing in major. Then they switch into a minor, and it changes the emotional context because she starts singing in this much more personal, emotional. Because up to that point, that I Miss the Misery, it's been snapping, it's been attack, it's almost been like fighting, and then this bit's almost like a bit more tenderness in her vocals that comes through this. And it switches from a minor back to a major key. We get this into, unfortunately, you can then get that cliched instrument dropout, which as soon as it kicks in, you're like, okay, kind of expected. Build it back up again, and then you break into the big final chorus. But massive power, that power of her scream. She's got such a powerful voice for such a small person. It's phenomenal. My own question here is I'm sitting there going, it was 3 minutes and 13 seconds. We're talking about 80s, early 90s arena rock. Why was there no solo in this song? There could have easily been a 3 minute 13 song or whatever it is. And we're talking arena rock here. She plays guitar. There's a other guitar. There's 2 guitarists in the band. There is no reason why there is no solo in this one. And actually, I think it could have benefited from a 30-second solo in there. Maybe instead of that dropout at the end of the bridge, it could have gone into a lovely melodic, shreddy type solo back into the chorus and not had that dropout. But I found it really odd. I'd only thought about the fact there was no solo in it when we did the review, because I'd never even thought about it. When I love the song, I've heard the song and listened to the song loads of times. So it's not actually missing it because I never noticed it before. But I do think at just over 3 minutes long, it feels a little bit short and could have done with it to actually extend the song out. But Andy, thoughts?
Funny you mentioned the solo, Dave. I don't know if you missed it or whether I've got it completely wrong, but there's a shot of somebody playing a solo. I can't remember but there's not a solo in the song, as you rightly said, but there's definitely visuals of, I don't know if it's Lizzie Hale or the other guy appearing to play a guitar solo. Kirk,
it might be like a sort of light lead melody, but it's not really a proper solo of any sort, but maybe it was over exaggerating what he was playing.
Whatever he's doing didn't match what I was hearing. So it may well be what you just said there. What's so funny? Am I completely wrong?
No, you're probably right.
Yeah. You're right. Anyway. I picked up on that. Basically, my analysis is the same as yours. I just wrote down where is the guitar solo. I don't need to say anything more.
I mean, towards the end of the track, the vocals are doubled up, and that sounds really good. And there's a strong scream, and it just confirms what a great vocalist Lizzie Hale is, and the music and the band is driven by her and her vocals, which is great. But it didn't do enough for me to sort of branch in that direction, unlike some other new stuff we've covered on the channel recently. I'm not going to sort of get into this style of music, although I did enjoy the video and the track.
Fair enough. Okay, well, that was, of course, Halestorm and I Miss the Misery. If you enjoyed the track today or our video today, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the video sometime very soon. Take care.